our Scientific Advisory Board a great standing round of applause. And now it gives me great pleasure to bring to stage our CEO, Ray Urdaneta, who has a very special announcement that he would like to make. Ray, would you like to come to stage, please?
Yes.
Thanks, Ray. Hi, how are you doing? Good.
Don't we have a world-class scientific advisory board? Thank you very much for being with us. My respect and admiration, every one of you. I know every one of them, their background, and we are lucky, and honored to have them on board. But we have somebody else. We have somebody else that just came on board, and we announced our new Chief Scientific Officer. And I want to talk to him a little bit before we bring him on stage. I think we have a video about him, right? So let's show that video.
Alan J. Myers, a scientific icon, is known throughout Fortune 500 companies in the cosmetic and beauty industry for his significant innovative breakthroughs and industry patents. Alan's deep scientific expertise has provided worldwide value to thousands, and today brings industry-leading experience and knowledge to us as he leads global scientific innovation in new products as Monations and Alcora's new Chief Science Officer.
Welcome to the stage to Alan Myers. Very quickly, Alan has been in great companies. He started with Avon, I think, in the 80s, and then Elizabeth Arden, VP of Research and Development at L'Oreal, USA, and he told me he used to be traveling to France all the time, and then he was as Chief Science Officer at Revlon, and now Chief Scientific Officer in Monations. So, Alan, here's your Scientific Advisory Board.
Okay, how lucky we are to have a Scientific Advisory Board, and thank you, Ray, for that beautiful welcome. To all of you that have welcomed me in the past 2 weeks to the Monations family, I want to say thank you. To me, Monations represents the following 5 things: passion, family values, philanthropy, innovation, and fantastic products. I love the idea of working for an organization that strives to lift all of us up and be a better person, and at the same time contributing to the fastest growing business I've ever had the pleasure to work with, period. I want my children to be proud that their father works with Monations. We already have great products focusing on hair, hairstyling, and scalp health. We are leading the industry in personalization, being able to use our products in combination that speaks to our own styles, needs, and practices. Hair is the most visible ornament we wear. It speaks to everyone we meet without us uttering a word. It's individual and literally a fingerprint of who we are. Styles come and go, but your ability to change with the most popular style is in the DNA of Monations. It's absolutely critical that Monations continues to focus on hair and scalp to give you the best hair you can have. No bad hair days here. In the future, we'll continue to develop new, different, and unique products that the consumer loves. And one example could be smart products in the future that morph based upon your hair's individual needs. Sounds impossible? Well, let's see. I believe with Jamie and the brand new R&D lab currently under construction, the best is yet to come. So let's do it together. So we've polled the audience and we've gotten a number of questions that we'd like to ask the SAB. So I'm going to start off with number 1. Do any of our products contain gluten? I'm going to ask Jamie to respond to that.
Alan, the simple answer, the short answer is no. We do not add gluten to any of our products. Now, some folks may pick up a product, an ingredient listing, and they may see wheat amino acids on there, they may see hydrolyzed protein, and they may say, well, you get wheat protein in here, therefore you get gluten in there. But that is not the case. What we do is we partner with our strategic partners, our raw material suppliers, to provide us the highest quality raw materials that we can possibly get. And in this regard, when it comes to wheat products or proteinaceous products, we ensure that we get certifications from them that state these products are gluten-free. So this question comes up a lot. We want to end it here. Now, there is no gluten added to any Monet formulation.
What makes Monet products age prevention of hair? Again, I'm going to call on Jamie.
I feel like I'm sitting in a bar. I should have a drink and not a microphone. Well, when we founded Monet 4 or 5 years ago, the original concept for Monet was to be anti-aging hair care products. And what that meant 4 or 5 years ago was if the hair was dull, we provide shine, we provide luster. If it was limp, if it was lifeless, we provide volume, we provide body. If it was brittle, we provided strength to the hair. Now this is an evolutionary process, we're always moving forward. And if anybody was here yesterday, we saw the launch of the restructuring line. We now have the capability, we now have the ability to repair damage to the hair with our exclusive new raw materials. Fiber Rescue, Rejuvenate S. These are groundbreaking innovations. And so to me, what it means is we now have the ability to restructure the hair, to repair damage. And so what we're talking about is taking the hair from an H state and pushing it backwards, that timeline backwards, to provide the hair back to a more youthful, manageable, beautiful state. To me, that's what it means.
Thank you. Next question that we've received is, what causes excessive hair shedding? And I'll call on Dr. Toasty first.
Okay, maybe I spent my life answering this question, so it's a good question for me. So let's say that first of all, it's very important to understand if it's true hair loss, meaning that the hair are falling with the roots, or if it's just breakage, which is very common, especially in women. And if it's true hair loss, let's say that most common cause of acute true hair loss is a disease named alopecia areata. This is a very dramatic disease that causes acute hair shedding. The other important thing to keep in mind is the timing, because this is not always very clear to people. So when you start shedding, you don't have to think that something happened a few days before. Shedding is always something that has been triggered months before. And this is because of the biology of the hair follicle. So when you shed the hair, it's because the new hair is already growing. So always keep in mind that the trigger should be searched in the past, 2-3 months before. And it's almost never something you put on your scalp or on your hair.
Thank you. Dr. Ross, can you add to that?
Sure, I can just add and echo everything Dr. Toasty said. She's an expert in hair disorders. I often refer to her from Tampa to Miami, so it's an honor to have her on this panel. Exactly what she said. Most of what we think about in terms of hair shedding, you probably experience as your clients coming in and saying, my hair is thinning, and we get it all the time, and we get it every day. Those are most often internal things that they're doing. It is not the Monet or any product that they're necessarily putting on their scalp. So if we can take and treat our scalp as an extension of our skin and think about how we can think about the scalp health, that's probably the best recommendation that I can make. And then internal things, so stressors. Dr. Toasty mentioned the timing of it. So it's not something that happened yesterday. It's 3 months ago, they had a fever and now their hair is thinning, or maybe their diet is poor. And I'll let Dr. Agan, who's the expert in that, speak to us about internal things. But really encourage your clients to think about internal things that are driving the hair loss.
Dr. Agan?
Yeah, I agree. You know, it is a very common thing for people to come into my office and talk about, you know, hair loss. And the first thing is to determine if it's really excessive hair shedding, because that's normal. It's normal for us to do that, for our hair to do it. Sometimes when you're extremely healthy and you have healthy hair, skin, and nails, that's going to be something you might see more often as your hair continues to get healthier. But we talk about the inside of the body and how important it is. And as they're saying, it's not the products. And I answered a lot of questions about, you know, some of the issues that people might be having with hair products, and it's usually something internal. And we all know that our lifestyle is a big factor on how healthy our scalp and our hair is. And so the better attention you can pay to your diet and looking at those things, and of course hormones, minerals, vitamins that we're lacking in our diets are the really contributors to excessive hair shedding and damage. And so you really have to talk to these people and let them know to go to their doctor, start looking at internal issues and not to question the products. The products are safe, they're created to help hair, and as long as you keep the internal body healthy, it works really well. So don't forget, you have to consider your diet and hormones.
Okay, thank you. It was a very important question. We have another question. Do the products purge the hair buildup, and if so, how? And I'm going to ask Jamie to comment on that.
Do the products purge the hair buildup? Well, absolutely. By definition, that's what they're designed to do. Our cleansing products, our shampoos, they're gonna remove the buildup. Now, how do they do that? Well, once again, we are on the cutting edge using the best, most modern, green, renewable surfactants available on the market. And we have clinical testing proving that they will remove the buildup. But equally as important is that the Monad products are formulated to not promote buildup. So it's a kind of a win-win, it's a double whammy. Remove buildup, do not promote buildup. So absolutely, that's what our products are designed to do.
Is red clover safe to use? Do Monad products contain red clover? What is the difference between red clover extract used in the Monad ingredient Capixul? And we're going to go to Jamie first.
Okay, well, my take on this is that there's a lot of scuttlebutt out there on the internet about red clover. And this is my take, is that when I go to the old interweb and I see stuff about red clover, what I see is there can be issues when people are taking red clover as a nutritional supplement. Nutritional supplements are not regulated, and so there can be some bad stuff out there. And if you have a propensity, you can, and some people do, and obviously it's out there, you can have issues with it. But the red clover that we use in Capixul, in Monate, is not red clover, it is red clover extract. It is a water-soluble extract in a water-soluble formulation in a rinse-off product. So taking high doses of red clover internally in a nutritional supplement, there is stuff on the internet about that. But if you confuse that or conflate that with the use of it at trace levels in a water-soluble product, in a rinse-off product, then it is completely and utterly different. Red clover extract is safe in Monad formulations.
Dr. Roth, can you comment a bit further on this?
Sure, I think, again, the red clover on the internet versus red clover in Monate are two very different things. So just to reiterate what Jamie said, you're talking about trace amounts of a water-soluble extract in a topical product that is on your scalp for seconds and maybe a minute, I don't know, but still it's a very short period of time. So I know there are many people in the dermatology world that would be excited to think that we could get the amount of absorption that it would take to lead to some internal changes based on putting something on your skin or your hair for 30 seconds. It just doesn't happen. So the amount that could potentially be absorbed in that short contact with your scalp is not material or relevant to what's happening.
Thank you. Dr. Hagan?
Yeah, and red clover is actually healthy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, even in nutritional supplements. So it's not that even red clover is dangerous, but as Jamie said, red clover in excessive amounts in nutritional products ingested can be an issue. It is very similar to the same argument with soy. It's all about the estrogenic effects of red clover. Hardly do people put too much red clover in nutritional supplements, even to be dangerous. But the benefits of red clover are also researched and supported. So it's not that red clover is dangerous, but anytime you get on the internet, you're going to hear that one thing about red clover and estrogen, and it automatically becomes dangerous. Our bodies need estrogen. Certain amounts of it our bodies can handle. They can metabolize it. So don't be afraid of red clover, but in itself, but obviously the way it's used in the Monet products is extremely safe, as they said. So it's not a dangerous thing. Again, it's lack of education, but it's a very safe thing.
Yeah, and I think I'll take ways that it's a rinse-off product. The next question is one for Jamie, and is how are our ingredients sourced?
Well, the two cornerstones of sourcing ingredients these days are safety and efficacy. The ingredients that we source are, obviously, Monet is a cosmetic, so we're sourcing cosmetic ingredients. And number one, safety, and the second is efficacy. So we make sure that when we source ingredients, we again partner and develop relationships with trusted vendors, trusted suppliers. We refine those relationships, and we work with these folks to make sure that the raw materials we get are safe for their intended cosmetic purpose. That's key, safety, safe for their intended cosmetic purpose. So we have the documentation, we have the testing to make sure they're safe, and the second thing is the efficacy of the raw materials. We make sure that these raw materials do precisely what they're intended to do. So the cornerstones are safety and efficacy. That's how we source our raw materials.
Okay. What are the trends in health you're witnessing in your areas of expertise? Dr. Agan?
Yeah, this is always exciting because, we use Monet products as well. So when we're on the research and development of products, we're excited to find what's new and what's cutting edge, because we want to get them into products, get them out to you, as well as use them ourselves. And so in health and wellness, we continue to look at various ways that we can improve lifestyle internally, but also looking at stem cells, growth factors, peptides, combinations of new ingredients to make products better. And so what we're hoping is that we're using some of these cutting edge technologies to get some of these components into the products in the future, to just keep bringing new and keeping the cutting edge technologies that we're seeing in our fields into the products that we bring out. So we have a lot of exciting things coming using some of those technologies.
Great. Dr. Toasty, can you add to that?
In the hair field, there is a lot working on the healthy of the scalp. So healthy hair is healthy scalp to start with. I even published a book on healthy scalp and hair. And I also think that what's a lot of research is in preventing aging of the hair. And aging of the hair is also whitening, for instance. So we can possibly, in the future, preventing the hair to become gray, or even reversing grayness. This is going to be very
Wow.
This is a question we've been getting. What's the source of chitosan in rejuva beads? Jamie?
Well, if folks out there know chitosan, they generally assume that it comes from shellfish, from krill, from shrimp, from crustaceans, but Monet does not use animal ingredients. Monet is cruelty-free, so the source of our chitosan actually is from mushrooms, from a vegan source.
Okay. What do you see of paramount importance when picking ingredients from Monet? And I'd like to just go around the SAB, starting with Dr. Toasty.
I think the most important is safety and efficacy, just two. I'm with Jay.
Okay. I'm going to skip Jamie and go to Dr. Ross.
Completely agree. So I think Monet is aligned in all of our messaging that safety is the most important thing, and this push towards natural products is obviously in the name of Monet. So we continue to emphasize that as new products and ingredients are picked for Monet products.
Dr. Smith.
Also, we don't want products. This will be my next question. That sting in the eyes.
Yeah, I agree. Safety's first, and again, we want to find ingredients that we can use on ourselves. So it makes it easy for us to keep the product safe using them. So.
Okay. What does ophthalmologist tested mean, especially with regard to the Monate Junior Gentle Shampoo, Conditioner, and Detangler? And we're going to send this over to Dr. Smith.
Well, an ophthalmologist is what I am, and he's a medical doctor who's gone through medical training and then does 5 more years of training in eye surgery and eye conditions. So they know everything about the eyes. So ophthalmologists tested, especially with these 3 products, that we use them on our kids, and we don't want to irritate our kids' eyes or damage them. And a kid doesn't understand when you're putting something on them, if he or she, if their eye stings, you know, you feel as a parent you're doing it to the child. So these 3 products have undergone scientific testing at international areas by an ophthalmologist who has patients and follows study protocols, and it's been found out that these 3 products do not cause irritation to the eyes and do not cause any damage to the eyes. So they're wonderful products for our children.
Is it possible for someone not to see any allergic reactions for months and then develop one, or would it happen within the first few uses if they truly were allergic? And I'm going to ask Dr. Tosti to comment.
Yes, absolutely yes. So we are not born with allergy. Allergy develops with time and exposure to the allergen. So you can have no problem for years and then suddenly develop a problem.
Okay. What truly sets Monate apart? And we can start with Dr. Tosti.
You know, I think innovation.
I do too. Jamie? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Ross?
Really? I think the leadership of the organization, and that includes you all, are very important drivers of what the market wants and needs. And I think that the company listens to what you have to say, what we have to say, but we're really here to support you and make sure that you're providing healthy, safe, natural products to your clients. So I think it's really a company that values teamwork and strong leaders in the field like you.
Please. I think Monate is obvious with the scientific board is every year improving it, and bringing on Dr. Tosti and Alan are just wonderful additions to this scientific board. It makes me confident that everything's going well.
Yeah, and I can just wrap it up because I agree with everyone here. I think it's definitely a team effort. It's amazing to see the growth and see how many people are here. It's awesome, and I get to talk to a lot of them. I talked to a lot of people last night, and it's so much excitement. But the innovation, continuing to find new and better products, striving to get them out there, and then you guys obviously doing what you do. It's really, really cool to see this growth.
What will we continue to do in the future to keep our line fresh and cutting edge? And I'm going to take a swipe at this one. It's called innovation. It's called following trends like we saw with the Mintel presentation. And it's input from all of you. Just like these questions, we have to develop a way of capturing your ideas of what you see, what you hear, and what you talk with your clients. So I think this has been very informative, and I really appreciate the doctor's time. And thank you all very much.